Now we bring you Charlie Sheen.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy. Chewing the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this before you was on your mama.
Harry Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Yesterday's podcast episode where we talked about Charlie Kirk, the young lady, the young lady who was murdered on a bus. Was it a train? A train, I think.
Train.
And Jim Norton's package. I thought that was
Because he said it was a cock.
yeah, it's a cock. I thought that was a good episode. I hope you folks enjoyed it as well. But now we bring you Charlie Sheen. Off the top, I got to ask you, what's your favorite Charlie Sheen movie?
It has to be Wall Street.
Really?
Yeah, it's because that was unexpected. Like the character he played and how good it was, and at that time and being in the '80s and everything
Yeah.
there was. Yeah,
Mine is Major League 1 and 2, even though I know that's two movies.
I know you.
The first one's the best one.
The
of
Wild
two.
Thing character was just
was awesome.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
Yeah, but
and I get chills when they bring him out to pitch the last inning.
Yeah.
Wild thing, I think my heart sing, doom, 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 and he comes out with the cut and the glasses. That's my favorite Charlie Sheen movie.
I think the fact that I was a fan of his dad,
Martin Sheen.
Yeah, in Wall Street, he plays opposite of his dad.
Yeah.
And something about that, to see that generational, like Charlie Sheen was the first person that was in my generation that was working with his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. The same way. Michael.
Did Michael Douglas ever work with Kirk?
I don't know if he did, but Michael Douglas was older than me. So this was like, because Charlie Sheen and I are the same age.
Right.
So to me, that was like, oh, man,
You look a lot better than he does.
right now.
And you just said it. That's something I've always been envious of, which is how cool would it be for you and a family member to both be in Hollywood, both be successful, and work with each other? Like a dad and a son, or a brother to brother.
Yeah.
Man, dude.
Well, and I know we've talked about this, and we touched on this about being like when your family's in the business, it's a little bit of a, what's that called? Nepotism.
Yeah.
But there's something about growing up in the business, and not just the business. It's not just knowing everybody, and we'll get into that a little bit because Charlie Sheen kind of knew everybody in that business. But there was this thing that I saw about Ron Howard, and he grew up in the business. He wasn't. His family wasn't. His parents weren't in the business.
No,
he was in just as a young kid.
Yeah.
And they said like when
Mayberry.
when they said he would walk around though as he became a director and he started. Like he sees things in 35 millimeter. Like he doesn't see things the same way we see it. He sees it in the box that it's going to be in. And so when you grow up in that, there is something to it too. You want to have the talent, you want to be better, you want to be good, but there is an advantage that you have growing up in it where it becomes innate. And like when that scene where he's with his dad when they go to make what's the war movie. And he's in the jungle with his dad.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. That is just a fuck. Could you imagine?
You know what I loved? What a way to grow up. When he goes, my dad wanted to make sure that wherever he worked, we were with him.
Yeah.
Whereas how it goes most times, if you're the Hollywood star, be it the dad, you're off on location for 2-3 months while your family's at home. And if you're a big star and you're making back-to-back movies, this is the reason why a lot of divorces happen.
Yeah.
Why the home is not as tight as it should be. And sometimes the kids, even though they have a lavish lifestyle due to the father's success and income, there's some tension. And sometimes there's a wedge between the father and the kids because they go, we got all this nice shit, but you were never home. You never raised us.
Yeah. And so there's no love, there's no compassion there.
So for him to make the conscious effort to go, I'm going to take my kids on the road with me so that doesn't happen. But then it's like, you're not a regular kid with a backpack going to school with the other kids.
Right.
Your life is being in Vietnam for a couple of months, and now maybe for the next couple of months you're in England, you know, and you're taking in the culture and the surroundings, and you're being around other adults in terms of creativity, and that's the school I've always wanted to go to.
It's amazing, but then not to grow up. Well, I think the Malibu life, and I love one of the things that I did like about this, if we said, yeah, I grew up in Malibu, you would have this idea of Malibu today.
Yeah.
But he made sure that you understood what Malibu was then.
Back then, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was just country houses. It was not,
Right.
just ranch style houses, and everybody just played in the neighborhood, and they were
Right.
kids, and you could. So I thought that was important that he tried to give them some normalcy though at the same time.
Right.
But then he also talks about having a parent that family that's in that industry, progressive, whatever, and that they were nudists, and they're
Oh, I'm glad you brought that one up. I never even heard of the term nudism.
yeah.
And Charlie goes, yeah, my parents were into nudism. So I could come down the steps one morning to eat breakfast, and there my mom and dad both were butt naked. Here's my question. Back then, that just seemed like an era where it was what it was.
People were trying to figure
You
it out.
can't do that today, right?
I don't think
Parents
so.
couldn't do that today.
But bottom line is, I don't care what parent you are. I don't care how liberal
That's
you are.
inappropriate.
If you're making food, there's some clothes on.
Because you don't want bacon grease popping you in the nigga.
And,
Or the titties.
And I don't need any, it was a hairy time back then, too.
Ah.
I don't,
Is that really pepper in your eggs?
just cover up, man.
I ain't never seen long strands of pepper. Dude, I couldn't think of anything more inappropriate. You want your kid to see you want your kid to see your hairy bush? And back then, they wasn't waxing.
No.
And even if they were, your kids ain't supposed to see you naked.
Well, that's kind of the nice thing, because if you saw your mom, she had a big bush, you didn't see the unit. You didn't see the.
There ain't no unit on mothers, man.
Yeah, there's some
Use
lips.
another word other than
Lips,
unit.
lips.
Units come with bolts and handles and
Okay, you didn't see the envelope.
there you go. There you go. Dude, I don't know if I think I mentioned it on this pod. My dad, said used to keep dirty videos in the open.
Yeah,
And this is what I'm talking about.
it was a different time.
It was a different time. Because if child services would have come to your dad's house now and see Big Black Booty Bonanza 7, and there's kids present, oh, you're in trouble. But that being said, again, I remember this one video, didn't have a box, didn't have anything on it. It's a blank tape. I popped it in the VCR, and pops onto the couch this big beige ass, butt naked. And then after a couple seconds, this big brown ass with dress socks up to his knees. And when I saw the initials on the socks, I went, that's my dad. So he had made a video of him about to my mother. And as gross as I was, I ain't turning the motherfucker off quick. So I don't know. Nudism, you just don't want your kids to get attracted.
No, that is something.
No.
There's too much to that. Especially for breakfast, does not need to be happening.
Yeah. My version of for breakfast is a banana and 2 peaches. Give me the fruit, not the fruit. Dude, I'm sorry. They need to bring smoking back on planes.
No,
It's cool. I just thought it was something so cool about seeing them, as Charlie's telling this story in the earlier days when they used to allow that, and those little ashtrays. Once in a while, you run across a vintage plane.
Yeah, it still has
an ashtray. But
they have them sealed up now.
Yeah. Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they glued them up.
But he talks about this moment where him and I think it was Nicolas Cage who he was friends with early
Dude,
on.
that was surprising to me. I didn't know that
They were friends?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, so they're on a flight from some foreign country, and the pilot, one of the flight attendants go, you want to go back meet the pilot? Pilot wants to meet you.
And they're f***ed up.
Yeah, and they're f***ed up. They're hammered. And Charlie goes, yeah. So the pilot wants to take a picture with him, and Charlie goes, I tell you what, let me take a picture wearing your captain's hat and jacket. So the guy gives him the hat and jacket, of course. He goes, you know what? I'll do you one better. Let me take a picture of me in the captain's hat and jacket while flying the plane, sitting in your seat. So, of course, the dude agrees to it. He has the pilot switch on, so the plane can fly itself.
Yeah, it's called like Adam or something.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So then for a brief second, the pilot turns it off, and Charlie takes control of the plane, and he said he ever so slightly shifts the plane back and forth.
And he can feel it.
And he can feel it, and it's feeling good, and it's this experience. And then after a second, the pilot goes, all right, let me put this thing back on autopilot. And I went, the that fame allows you access to. Because if Charlie wanted to, in that drunken moment, decided, yeah, I'm going to have some fun, yeah, and jerks the whatever the device is, it's not a steering wheel, however the mechanism that flies the plane, and wanted to scare the shit out of every passenger, he could have done that.
Yeah.
And if he really was up, what control? Well, I guess the guy could have put the thing back on in case he really started wilding out. But I went, whoever the CEO of that airline was should have had his whole taken.
Well, the CEO didn't have anything to do. He didn't know that. He didn't know that.
Regardless,
He's
that
long
is
retired.
so irresponsible. Like that, if you weren't famous, there's no way you get to sit in that seat.
So let me ask you this question. And this is an important question. And you guys aren't going to understand this until we bring it into context for you. If Charlie Sheen was to go to Jimmy John's and order a giant sandwich and he wanted half one way and half the other way, do you think he would get it?
You goddamn right, the way I should have. So here's the context. We go to Jimmy John's, which is literally around the corner from our hotel. And I've had this done in Jimmy John's plenty of times, but the guy claims they've never done that way. They're not supposed to. I always order the spicy Italian, number 7. But I like half of it with no lettuce and tomato and the other half with lettuce and tomato. So I say to the guy, hey, man, can you do that? And they're going to cut it anyway. Can you give me half no lettuce, tomato, the other half lettuce and tomato? He goes, we can't do that.
He just goes, nope.
Nope, we can't do that. I go, you can't just throw lettuce and tomato on half? Nope, Jimmy John's policy, we can't do that. It's right there. The meats, the cheeses, the lettuce, tomato, onions, the herbs, it's right at your hands. You're standing over it.
You're going to cut it in half anyway.
And if I don't tell nobody, you ain't got to tell nobody. Nope, can't do it. And we almost get in an argument to the point where the guy goes, look, man, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Cut to, we eating our sandwiches there. That thing just went on low battery. Cut to, we're eating our sandwiches there. And I guess this brother whose job it was to bring in certain things off the delivery truck and wheel them into, the service area of Jimmy John's, the storage area. So at one point, I'm off to the fountain getting my drink. I get my drink, I sit down, and the same guy who I'm damn near arguing with goes, Aries? Are you Aries Spears? I go, yup. And I guess the brother had told him, hey, man, that's Aries Spears, blah, blah. He goes, man, I'm a big fan of yours. I watch your comedy, da-da-da-da-da. You're funny, da-da-da-da-da. And even Mark beat me to it. He goes, would that have changed the outcome of his sandwich? And the guy just had this save face. So, of course, he goes, nope, but get the out of here. He even says to me, man, I wish I would have known. I would have given you a free sandwich. And then I go, I would have rathered the lettuce and tomato on half. That it's about the principle. So then when I get ready to leave, I ask for a bag to take my leftovers. He goes, I go, can I have a bag? Sure thing, buddy. Jay-Z, this is why this is my favorite quote. When you first come in the game, they try to play you. Then you drop a couple of hits. Look how they wave to you. That fame thing, man.
We're at Jimmy John's.
So what's your point? Because we're at Jimmy John's, that lessens it?
It's Carlos Mencia talks about that when he said,
you do realize that whether it's Jimmy John's or Mr. Chow's in Beverly Hills,
I know.
it's the same result.
The example, though, and you still didn't get the sandwich changed.
No, but he was trying to save face. This was after the fact.
I get it. All right.
I love when George, he says, they don't know what to do. Like if you go into the fast food, like you go into Carl's Jr., so you order the burger, and there's 8 patties. They don't know what to do for you. They want to do something for you, but they can't really do anything for you. So they just put eight patties on the burger.
Yeah. I told you, being a famous man is like being a blonde with big tits. Nudism.
What else you got in there?
What do you think? Why do you think Emilio and Martin didn't want to do this. Oh yeah, at one point they said that Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez, his brother, and his dad declined to do the interview.
I think because
why don't you think they?
I think
to do
because of
it?
their closeness and they didn't want to. I just think it was too much. Why do you think?
I don't know. That's why I'm curious.
Because
John Cryer says in the beginning of this,
he didn't want to do it.
well, no, he said, I didn't want to come on here and shame him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I more or less wanted to uplift him, but also be truthful or some way.
Yeah.
I forget how he
Wasn't
paraphrased
there to shame him?
it.
Wasn't there to uplift him? But he wanted to be truthful.
Yes. So I'm wondering why didn't Emilio and Martin take the same stance?
I think it would have been hard because they're so close to him. I think it would have been hard to them to be completely honest.
Yeah.
And I think that they would have. I think it would have been difficult for them because they were the ones that were there for him. His other brother is on the show.
Yeah.
His older one.
I can't remember his name.
But he. I just think it was the closeness, and I think that they were worried about if they would be honest, and what they were willing to share, and maybe talk about some of the things that they maybe not happy with.
You know, I've always wanted a brother. But when Ramon Sheen.
And then there's Renee.
Never even heard of Renee. But as much as I would want a brother, it would bother me to be the sibling of the sibling who's huge. Like we know who Chris Hemsworth is.
Yeah.
You know he has a brother, right?
Yeah, his brother's also an actor.
Yeah, but he ain't Chris. Brad Pitt has a brother.
Liam's pretty famous.
Who?
Liam.
Liam Hemsworth.
But he ain't. What I'm saying, he don't get the Chris Worth. Because Chris's body, he's Thor, he's been in the Marvel movies.
Liam has a great body too.
I wasn't going there. I'm just saying that Chris Hemsworth is the guy that gets the googly eyes from the women. He's the guy that gets. I think more people obviously know who Chris Hemsworth is because of Marvel fame than his brother.
I think
The point
girls
I'm
might
trying
like
to
Liam
ultimately
more.
make is like the Wahlbergs.
You don't want to be the second fiddle.
Or the third. Like when you look at Mark Wahlberg, that's Mark Wahlberg. Now even Donnie Wahlberg, who had his day with New Kids on the Block and who's kind of had a resurgence with some of the movies he's been on. He's on that TV series. He works often. But that other brother.
But the other one's a chef.
Hey man, come on out the dungeon and make us something to eat.
Man, I'm going to tell you, if you, I know that Donnie's had success, and yeah, he's success and everything. And then there's Mark, and then there's the brother that's.
And then there's
the chef. But if I have to pick, I almost rather be the chef. Because if I'm going to be competing in the same industry, in the same business, I'm looking for the same, the same rush. Mark has all that. I would almost rather be the chef. I have restaurants.
If that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want to do.
Listen, and I'm not knocking Donnie at all, but that has to be. Especially when you're Donnie and you had the new kids, you had all this. And they tried to get Mark to come into there. And Mark said, no, he didn't want to have anything to do with that new kids. That wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
And so then he goes and makes some summertime.
Yeah. Can you feel it, baby?
But, who do you want to be?
Patrice had that great moment during the roast of Charlie Sheen on Comedy Central. When he goes, one thing I love about you, Charlie, is they can't keep a Sheen down. Now, apparently, they can keep an Estevez down, and he's the good one. That don't work no more at all, and he's the good one.
Why doesn't he?
He had a run, right? And then Hollywood just went, yeah, you're done.
But even in Platoon, it was supposed to be
Emilio?
Yeah.
But it was Charlie.
Yeah, because when they went and lost their money and then they didn't have the funding and they went back, then they went, Charlie, will you audition for it again? Because he auditioned for it once already.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting it. And I think Emilio might have done a better job in that one at that time.
Maybe. I like Charlie, though, but maybe. Listen, Charlie blossomed into a hell of an actor.
No, I'm not denying it. I'm just saying at that time.
Dude, he said one of his first movies was Grizzly 2.
Yeah, that was funny.
But it had George Clooney and Laura Dern in it.
Uh-huh.
And listen, sometimes you got to start somewhere. And a lot of people's first movies are pieces of movies, low budget garbage movies.
You got to learn how to do your job.
Very rarely do you come out of the gate swinging. But I went, did you ever hear Grizzly 1? What warranted a 2? There had to be success with Grizzly 1 to make a 2.
Maybe it was just 2 Grizzlies. So it's Grizzly 2.
Oh my God.
But George Clooney, did you see how happy he looked in that?
They're all happy in the beginning.
Dude, not that this has anything to do with what we're talking about, but you know what? I really love to talk to somebody from Friends.
Yeah.
And you know the scene where they're all around the fountain and they're dancing and
Yeah.
that has to be the last honest moment of just this
Purity.
Yeah, just before we make it, and where they're, I want you guys to go in there, just have fun. No, just.
You know what? I will say this. A lot of times you're right about that type of shit in Hollywood, but I got the general feeling that cast from that show, they really loved each other and were happy till the end. Till the end.
Maybe, but they didn't stay. They don't stay together. They weren't friends.
Well, once you're done, you're
yeah,
done.
you
It's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, you got to go to different projects.
Yeah.
But they were just so happy, and just before everything blows up, and you're on Us magazine, and everything has to happen.
Mark, can you look this up? I want to say they were all getting $1 million an episode.
Something like that.
Well, I don't know if it was $1 million or more.
Yeah.
But I would like to know the exact.
But
what the cast got for Friends.
That moment though, where you're just in the beginning,
Oh, yeah.
and you're no one's bigger than anybody at that moment.
Let me tell you something. Mad TV, when we all got on with my group, we were that. Cut to by season 5 or 6. Every year we take a cast picture where we're all together. And I don't know if it was season 5 or 6, but in the picture, Alex Borstein is posing, but she's giving the finger, and they had to Photoshop it out.
Yeah.
So, to your point. Yeah.
I would just like to know what that was before to remember the person you were then.
You're
Versus
happy
now.
to get the job. You think if it's a success, it can change your life. If it's a huge success, you're gonna make a lot of money, and it's your first gig on a regular show that's gonna be on prime time week to week.
Yeah.
You were the happiest in the world.
Yeah, and you had nothing but anticipation. But then the reality, it's just interesting to me. And when I saw George Clooney in that thing, he
Right.
was just so like.
I don't know if you know this. There's a record that George Clooney holds. He's been in the most pilots.
Yeah.
That either failed
Or never picked up.
or never picked up prior to ER.
Yeah.
So the amount of money that they made, first and second season, 22,000 to 40,000
A week, a episode.
per episode. Season 3 and 4, 75,000 to 85,000. Season 5 and 6, 100,000 to 125,000.
Ultimately, what did they make?
Seasons 7 to 8, 750,000 per episode, and seasons 9 and 10, they were earning $1 million per episode.
Jesus Christ. And let me tell you something. Your life starts changing around 700,000 a week. Because I know that sounds like a lot at 20,000 a week or 25.
Not after everybody gets their
But
piece.
after everybody get their cut, Uncle Sam, the agent, the manager, that ain't. But when you get around 700, even after everybody's cut, now we talking about you taking home some money.
Let's see how many episodes there were.
That
22 or 25 is a season in prime time.
George Clooney was on Roseanne for a while. Like he
Yeah,
had
a reoccurring.
part. Yeah, but he didn't look like that George Clooney that was on ER. That ER George Clooney was a different George Clooney.
I didn't know that Charlie Sheen, they wanted him for Karate Kid.
No,
instead of Ralph Macchio.
that was, and he would have got it.
And he would have got it, but then
That 2 weeks.
Right, but then he ultimately said, I may have dodged the bullet.
Yeah,
Because really, Ralph Macchio didn't do anything outside of that. He got typecast.
and he was huge.
Yeah.
Ralph.
Those movies were huge. Those were like classic 80s movies.
But he also did another iconic movie, My Cousin Vinny.
The Two Utes.
Dude, he might not have gotten a lot of, but the movies that he was in.
Listen, I think I said this on this pod because I forget where we were. I think I might have been in New York. And as I'm in the town car going from the airport to the hotel, I saw the poster for the latest Karate Kid movie that he's in. And I went, dude, what a career. in the terms of nobody wants a one-sided career where you get typecast, you don't get employed, you're only known for one thing. But to go from Karate Kid 1, 2, 3, all big movies in the 80s. He did The Outsiders before that, and then, like you said, My Cousin Vinny. But to then get typecast, not work for a while, then there's the explosion of the Cobra thing on
Cobra
Netflix.
Kai.
That revived, and again, if you haven't worked in a while, because most people that get typecast, they're sick of it. They want nothing to do with that character. The idea of a Karate Kid makes them vomit. But then when your ass ain't worked in a while, and you ain't getting that money, you start to miss it.
Yeah.
And then you got a new love for it.
Hi-ya.
Hi-ya. So then there's that. And then they do the movie, the remake, and he's cast in that. So it's just like, I don't know, man.
It's better to wax on than wax off.
Man, it's your destiny. It's your destiny, man.
But you know what? The one thing that they don't talk about with Charlie Sheen, though, and I don't know because of who Charlie Sheen is. Ralph Macchio was known to be at the Playboy Mansion a lot.
Yeah.
They never said anything about Charlie Sheen going to the Playboy Mansion or anything like that.
No?
You would have thought that would have been a spot for him.
It probably was. I wonder why they didn't mention it. Yeah.
Listen, wasn't important because the other stuff that he did was beyond.
Right. Dude, when they, of course, they talked about the Heidi Fleiss thing. And I went, there's no way prostitution should be illegal. So we're not allowed to tell a woman what to do with her body when it comes to life. But we can when it comes to sex. If we let the government, they wouldn't do it because it's illegal and immoral. But if the government could regulate it, then would it be legal?
Well, the government.
And why is it legal in certain parts of Nevada?
Because that is regulated. They have to take tests every month. I think they have to take tests. There's certain things that they have to do to basically be licensed for prostitution. You have to be licensed. You have to because they don't want you passing on diseases or anything like that. So
let's say it was mandatory for you to get a test. But that aside, they called it the oldest profession in the world. Why is this? Why again? If we can't tell a woman what to do with life, but we could tell her what to do in regards to sex.
That one makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, it's like, how come a girl can, just have, like, legally, I mean, you could do it and not get caught, but just legally have, 5 to 10 clients that she fucks on the regular and they give her money.
They do they have this thing called sugar daddies online. You can.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, there's kind of.
But it's not legal, though, right?
Yeah, it's legal. They don't actually get money.
So what did it? Wait. She's the dudes, right?
You get a car, you get certain things, but you don't get. It's
No,
not
you
a
get-
cash
you get
transaction.
money.
It's not a cash transaction.
But what I want to understand is,
They don't
are the
enforce
girls them
Yeah, but not for the money.
Or like an escort.
so they can give them gifts?
Yeah,
What is this?
it's a shell game.
Or are you talking about, like,
Oh,
sugar babies and shit?
It's a website?
Yeah,
Give it to me.
go online. Yeah, you can look that up.
I've broken a few of them for you, so I'll send them your way.
All right. I don't mind being somebody's sugar papa.
I know a comic whose friend his girlfriend works at the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah,
So sometimes she comes back home and there's a little bit of man juice still between her.
you think she could wash that off before she came home?
She should.
Inside of her.
This dripping?
Talk about bringing your homework with you.
Talking about bringing your work home with you.
God damn it. But no, I do have a friend that his girl's a prostitute.
One of the things that he said that I thought was a great quote was about teaching your kids about success. We don't teach your kids for success. You teach them about failure.
Yeah.
And he goes, like the saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. But what if you do succeed? Then what? And I thought that was kind of poignant.
Yeah, because he talks about it every time when he all of a sudden he has this success and now and you don't know what to do with that. And that's
Right.
where he said he got up because
Yeah.
now I have all the success and they just told me I got this and now what am I supposed to do with it?
Right.
And then I love though when he talks about getting away with shit too, made it even worse.
Yeah.
Because when you get away with shit, you're like, oh, I can do this.
Right,
This
right.
This isn't a problem. I can get away with this.
Right.
Success is if you don't know how to handle it.
If you don't know how to love her, she's a and that was kind of the thing. That wasn't kind of the thing. That was the thing. And I'm not going to go off on the rails, but Mike Tyson, that young, that much success, that much money, that much everything, and he wasn't ready for it. But
You almost turned into Magic for a second when you said it.
Man, that much success.
Yeah, but Tyson, I just want to say this. Tyson did have something that was built to help him, but he passed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there.
Here's a fun fact, kids, that I didn't know about. That apparently if you've done enough of it and you get drowsy and you're about to go to sleep, shove ice up your ass.
But, but the thing about that is...
And you're the guy. No, you didn't know that?
No, he had to think about that. He's like, okay, so just let me see, what can I do?
Let me put this in context for y'all if you haven't seen it. So he had been doing so much coke that he shows up on set to do a scene.
And he's just not getting into it.
He's damn near falling asleep. And he goes, the director even notices and goes, Charlie, man, you falling asleep during a scene. So Charlie goes, just give me some ice. And he gets Charlie ice. Charlie goes off into the bathroom, and he shoves a cube of ice up his ass. And he's up. I did not know that. Did you know that?
No, but you know what? I think, and I'm going off just thought here, that you don't have to be on. Anytime you shove ice up your ass, I think it's going to give you a little wake me up. just a thought. I'm not sure.
Gets you wired, but I guess if you've done enough of it and your body is numb to it.
Not only is it numb to it, but he's also past the point, and his timing's off. There's a lot of things. You're just not firing. You're awake, but your brain is asleep. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You're not firing on all cylinders, and so that. I guess apparently that gets your cylinders firing.
Let me tell you, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I'm kind of wondering what that does.
You know what might be easier for you though?
Yeah.
Shove an ice cube up your girl's ass.
She would never let me do that. She would never let me do that.
See, but you don't tell her. And then...
you really don't tell her. Listen, before it even touches the butthole,
she'll feel the cold, the chill.
She gonna feel that.
That would be...
Now, that might feel good. But the actual ice touching the butthole? Nah.
But that would be an interesting way to see if it works.
She's going, what is this for? It's an introduction into anal.
It's a cold introduction into anal.
Yes.
That's why you always got an extra glass of ice at restaurants.
Dude, listen. I didn't know his drug use was that serious and that deep. But when he describes the first time he smoked while getting a... And the way he describes the ecstasy that is the feeling of... And I just thought, I'm not going to lie, while taking a hit of sounds awesome if you could not get hooked on the...
Well, okay. I told you...
He missed the joke.
Okay.
Yeah, you missed the joke.
Yeah.
If you could not get hooked
on the
blowjob.
Yeah, no, I got it.
It's supposed to be don't get hooked on it.
But I was going to say this because of what you said. I really feel like the reason people get hooked on is because of the sex.
What we talking about?
Yeah, but it's just it's still the way that it hits your system is different.
It's got to do more than just the way it hits your system because people that are strung out on aren't the same as people who are strung out on coke.
No, but they're
black.
He did talk about it a little bit. Charlie Sheen did. It's dirtier. Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
Because it's cut up with a lot of stuff, and it's the other things in there that really f you up as well. You can freebase coke. That's what Richard Pryor used to do.
Hey, I wish I could do a good Richard. That would have been a perfect time.
You cook it up, but it's different because it's just that you're smoking.
Yeah.
And it's more euphoric. The other one gives you this high because there's more stuff in it than when it's cooked and when it gets in that rock form. But honestly, if you just like going to Vegas, if you win the first time you go to Vegas, you want to go to Vegas more. You want to gamble.
Yeah.
If you do, I'll say this: the worst thing that happened to me is that I got laid the very first night I did, and you're like, I want again. It's good with it. Let's put them together, and then you keep putting them together, and before you know it, you're more focused on the than you are on the.
Right.
But when he said that, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this, and I'm watching it with Tara, and I went, oh, before he even said it, I go, oh boy. Like I was like, to get, for the very first time you hit that, and it hits you, you feel it, you get a drip, there's a thing. But with which I never did, freebase, I understand, it hits you in a euphoric way almost immediately. So if she's sucking your and you're getting that first hit and it's making you high and all that's happened at the same time, oh, it's off the rails.
Oh.
You're never going to be able to that.
I wish I hadn't missed the bus on an ecstasy. Because when I was doing ecstasy for like a 2-3 month straight thing, I just played my arcade Mortal Kombat 4 on ecstasy.
You up.
Man, I'm telling you, Andy, I know I've said this on the pod. It was like I was in the Matrix. I was in the game. When me and my brother Ish would play, we saw the hits before they hit. There was no anybody. It was all defense. Nobody was nobody up. It was completely all blocks and evades.
That's awesome. A girl touching you, just the slightest.
Oh, listen.
Just barely touching her lip on you.
Listen.
There's not.
When I would piss on ecstasy, you would thought I was getting my sucked. If you put your ear to the bathroom door, pissing felt like coming with a strong. The liquid was 50 times thicker.
It really opens up your brain to. It intensifies all those feelings.
I don't want to do it now. Jesus.
X?
I'm telling you, man.
Haven't you ever done it?
Listen. I'm 50. I'm 50, high blood pressure. If I didn't have high blood pressure and I was at least 15 years younger, I'd do ecstasy again. But I'm too scared, man. I'm too scared to try that.
Hell of a way to go
man.
out, though.
Yeah.
Is it bad for you?
I mean, it's a drug.
It has some side effects.
Which I've never experienced any of the side effects, but I did it
it's
when
for
I
your
was
body.
in my
In your
early
youth.
30s.
How'd you feel the next day?
Fine.
Yeah, you're not really hungover for it, but it depends on.
You just need some sleep. You need rest.
Yeah.
Oh.
And sometimes it can really, it can hang on for a long time.
And you know what? If you drink a lot of Gatorade and get a little
Orange
bit of rest,
juice.
orange juice, you fine, man. You ready to go back out and do some more drugs.
I don't recommend it, but listen, man, I wish I could have done it differently. I wish I was smarter. But those experiences were okay experiences.
Yeah.
They were good experiences.
Okay or good?
I don't want to,
Because you don't want to promote.
yeah, drug use.
They were good, though.
They were good. But sometimes it gets to be too much, and you got to know who you are. Because you got to be able to stop. That's the whole thing. And I thought I could stop anything. It was not an easy thing to stop.
Right.
Let's get back on that horse, Andy.
Nah, I'm too old.
Comic books.
Now that's a business that I could get behind.
Comic books and I might read the comics
Yeah.
books from cover to cover
Yeah.
if I was on.
Comic books, we read all night long.
Dude, did you ever watch 2.5 Men?
Yeah.
Because I never was able to get into that.
Dude, they have it on during the day and then at night.
Manly man. That show never.
Dude, yeah, I like the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big of a hit.
But the problem it
It's
is,
like the biggest show on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said they came out the gangbusters.
but it is like it's such a suggestive show. It's a nasty show. It's very suggestive.
Yeah, but is it really unless it if it's that nasty, then it should be on HBO. If it's on prime time, then it really isn't.
They don't show anything, but Charlie is like this misogynistic. Just I'm gonna anything that
Man,
moves.
it's still got that campy sitcom, but don't boom.
Yeah, but it really, they really played it up. They really did, and they had fun with it. It was a fun show. It's a fun show. It's a fun show, and it's a lot of one-liners. It's a lot of zings.
Yeah.
But there's some good parts to it. I don't know that I enjoy it as much now, but when I first saw it, I didn't see it when it ran. I saw it afterwards in reruns.
Right.
And yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch. And not only is Charlie Sheen good, but what's the other dude?
John Cryer.
John Cryer's great, man. From Pretty in Pink to today, man. The dude
his comedic chops and timing is nice.
Yeah, and he played the goofy straight guy. He had to play the straight guy because, well, he's not really the straight. They're both playing these little zing roles. He did a great job of what he was supposed to do.
What was the name of Charlie Sheen's first wife? Really pretty chick.
The model.
The
right?
model.
I don't remember her name.
Mark will have it in a New York second.
Which is a lot longer.
Start spreading the news. Maybe if he could type with two hands instead of holding the mic.
Yeah, I'm going to get a mic stand.
Yeah, just put the mic down and type with two hands.
He's trying to come up with something to say. Like something great. Like that's why you have two glasses of ice.
Yeah.
Donna Peel.
No.
It was Donna Peel.
But then that ain't who I'm talking about.
The second wife,
the
famous
model,
one.
the famous one.
No, the actress.
The actress.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Denise Richards?
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, let me tell you something,
I
man.
have to look that up.
If white women could age like Angela Bassett and most black women, I think I would give white women a shot. But I'm telling you, man,
That's a lot of plastic surgery.
Even if it wasn't,
Oh my God.
white women, when they age, man, they age like milk. It just, once it's bad, it's bad.
That is something.
She was hot to death in her younger days.
She's not hot now?
Nah, son. Nah,
It's-
yo.
She's just older. I didn't know.
Again, look at that, man.
I didn't know that she was so like she's just a real spicy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, she got some grit.
Heidi Fleiss
Oof.
and those birds.
Heidi was hot when she was younger, though. A little bit, no?
A little bit. She didn't have a great body. She didn't have a great face, but she was just. There was something. The
Some
fact.
sexiness to her.
Yeah, the fact that she took cash
They f it up with the plastic surgery.
so bad.
It's like
They're trying to hang on.
It's like do maybe a facelift or two, but don't do the whole lips and
The lip and their mouth is going in different directions now.
Yeah.
It
That's,
was
again, this reason 975 why I wouldn't want to be a woman.
age gracefully, man.
But it's that pressure to. And listen, if you were hot, I mean hot, how hard must it be for some of them to realize I'm never going to be that again? And every year that goes by, I get further from that. Whereas a man, some men can age grossly, but they're usually the ones that are gross to begin with. But if you're a good-looking dude, at least if you got some swag, even if you lose your hair, you get a little gut, but you got some swag. You can be a James Gandolfini. You can be a Sean Connery and still get that like you.
Yeah, but those women can get that too. They just want that.
Women don't have swag.
But they want that. They want that initial, like someone sees them from across the room and just like, oh my God,
Yeah, but when
that
you
goes
get-
away.
Yeah, they need to get up close and see you, and then they might not like you for real.
they have a short window of where their reproductive hotness is. Men have a long window. Women just kind of in their 20s, really.
No, all women in their 20s look the best they're going to look
Yeah.
for the most part.
20s and 30s.
Yeah, the best they're going to
Yeah.
look. Some age out in their early mid-30s, and some just get good in their mid-30s. But no, man, it is hard, and I do. That's one of the things I talk about. Like, I'm happy that I did this older. I would hate to see myself as I see myself now, and just from before COVID to now, dude. I used to have hair. I used to have color in my beard. I don't have any of that. And
But dude, you look better with your hair cut short and low.
Okay.
Before you look
homeless.
you look like you built the DeLorean.
But see, I like it. It was a fun look.
Marty.
But I don't have any color in my beard anymore. Barely any in my mustache.
But this is what I'm talking about, though. Some would say you look distinguished. You know what I mean?
And others would say you look old as.
But
Dude.
you could also you could get hair transplants,
No.
and you can do your beard.
You know what I like?
It could be you can look regular.
You know
You're
what
not
I like?
fucking up your face.
Andy, this is how you know Andy's a real dude. Because real dudes don't do all that. You take what you got and you just say, F it.
You're telling me a real man does not get hair transplants?
Some guys get hair transplants, but I'm not going to do that.
Come on, man. Be a soldier. Die how you going to die. You hear as you made a machine gun sound.
If I was a rock star, I might do it because you don't want to see a Mick Jagger bald. You don't want to see that. That's not something you want to see. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear.
It's hard to see Mick Jagger now.
Yeah, so I don't want. He can't say I can't get no satisfaction while he's an old bald man on the stage. It's bad enough that he's an old wrinkly man on the stage.
But like if Tara was like, listen, Andy, I know I don't really care.
I wouldn't be with her because
You
she
don't
wouldn't
have
be
to
the
do
one.
it. But I'm only have like, I don't know, 10, 15 years with you tops, and then I'm by myself for the rest of my life. I just want to put my hands through your hair.
You know what you do? You pull your nuts out.
Yeah, and stop shaving my.
No, you just pull your Jew nuts out and go run your fingers through this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I shave the backside though.
I didn't need to know that.
Yeah, I do. Because if I'm getting, I want it to be nice.
What the is your backside?
Like you leave some hair in the front
Okay.
because you got to look like a man,
Okay.
but you clean up the a little bit. I'm not.
So you shave underneath your nuts?
I'm not saying shave. I'm saying you trim.
With a scissors?
No, I got a clipper.
I'll trim underneath the nuts.
Yeah, with the clipper. You got
You
a clipper.
sound like you were volunteering.
Yeah. No, you.
Sometimes I do it for myself too.
Yeah, you just take a clipper. You clean up a little bit.
You just have hairy.
Me?
Yeah.
My hair growth is weird. Because, like, everybody I know that I grew up with, they're all salt and peppered out. It's just whole head and beard gray. Dude, I only
We're
get
talking
like-
about balls.
Shut up. I'm getting to
He's
that.
gonna.
I got a few grays here, but for the most part, all my shit is black. I bald. The top of my head, the center, I'm losing my hair when my dad had a bald spot. So I don't shave, I shed. I'm losing hair in the bald section. You know what I'm saying? And when I lose, I lose.
Any grays,
No grays.
dude? I got to be honest.
I'm a forest with about 5 or 6 trees.
I got a little nervous because I didn't have like grays really in my arms, and then on my all of a sudden my chest went completely gray. My arms started getting some gray hair, and then I started seeing some gray ball hair, and I was like, I'm old.
Damn.
I'm old as.
What woman wouldn't want to suck a dick with some gray hairs?
Very distinguished. It's just gray on the
That's
side.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. You distinguished, B.
Who's the gangster?
when-
the gangster in Sopranos with the.
Oh, Paulie.
Yeah, I call it Paulie.
I wish I could do a fucking good Paulie. Dude, when Tara sucks your dick, you should have cheese in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. So as after every 5 or 6 licks, you hand her some cheese and you give her a sip of wine. And when she swallows that, she go back to sucking your dick. That's what a distinguished gentleman would do.
That should be we should do that as a skit. The distinguished gentleman.
The distinguished gentleman's nuts.
It's just things that a distinguished gentleman would do.
Okay. His third wife, Charlie Sheen, they got into a fight because she apparently, I think he said she was doing some drugs in the bathroom.
He met her, and she had been clean for 5 years. She's also a recovering addict.
Right.
That's why, because they really teach you when you go through this. You got to be careful with this. You don't. Addicts tend to be attracted to each other because they both had the same experiences. They go through this.
What I'm getting to is, I know this may seem unfair because if you're a parent, even though you're the dad, you want to set a good example for your kids. But for a mom to do that, and y'all both are doing it, and y'all got kids, but you're a mom.
Drugs win, man.
What are you doing?
Drugs win. That's the problem. When you're an addict, when you're addicted, drugs win. That's when you have no the drugs tell you what you're going to do.
The booze and the concha tell him what to do.
That's the disease. That's the part.
What movie is that from?
That was Scarface.
All right. Because you knew the line or I did the impression?
No, the line.
Yeah, when he's talking about Frank, the boss's lady, the booze and the concha tell him what to do. This is my last thing. Two things. As Charlie's going through his train wreck of a life, and he did the interview, he talks about the tiger's blood. He on Lore, the producer. What was his name?
Chuck Lorre.
And he's going through it, the drugs, everything. And he walks into this arena, or whatever theater he walked into, and the people are screaming and winning and all of it. It's like, people love the train wreck. And I'm just going, are we that gladiator-like that we just would rather see a man go to and we cheer that on, which we know is doing nothing but making it in his head that he's doing the right thing? Are we that animalistic that we don't take a step back and go, man, what are you doing to yourself?
Yes.
We are that animalistic.
Well, because I also think that we don't see it just as being animalistic. I think we see it as freedom. Charlie was doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted.
So we were living vicariously through him?
Through the freedom that he could just tell everyone to f*** off, and he was winning. I mean, that's what they saw. Charlie, they didn't talk about it, but when he lost his job on 2.5 Men,
yeah,
he got another series. They paid him for another series. They paid him up front for his series, and he made millions. He paid off all his bills. He paid off everything that he needed to, and he had money again. Charlie was winning. And I think that that's really what people saw, that he could say, off to Chuck Lorre, off to the
ABC,
off, I'm doing what I want to do, off, you guys, I'm the talent, and it's about time the talent got recognized, and they got paid, and they were in charge of their lives, and not everyone was controlling. Everyone feels controlled, and he was the one. Even though you see it as out of control now, at the time, it almost appears like you're in control. You're in control of, no one's telling you what to do, so that must mean you're in control. Are we really thinking the fact that maybe these people really have an idea that this isn't good and that he's out of control? But we saw it as like he's winning. He's the one in control. That's why they're dressing up like him. They're acting like him.
You said, drugs win.
Drugs win. But if you don't know that that's exactly what's happening, you see it as someone who's told the system, their boss, everybody that could be in charge to f*** off. And isn't that what we kind of all deep down
would like to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last moment. Charlie Sheen reveals that we know he's done drugs. We know that he's had a lot of sex with women. But apparently, he's had some gay sex.
As he said, he flipped the menu over and took a look at what was on the other side.
Yeah. So, what? Because they never said what gave him the HIV. Was it a dirty needle? Was it some dirty? Or was it some ass sex?
It could be one or a combination. He was playing all sorts of games.
What do you think it was?
I have no idea.
And I would think that if he was shooting up, he's Charlie Sheen, so he's getting clean, fresh needles, right?
Maybe. You're an addict. Do you think that that's what you're worried about?
Good point.
You can also get HIV from a woman, too.
He already said
I
woman.
just said that.
Okay.
He didn't.
I said dirty.
I don't know. I would think, honestly, I don't know. But see, we don't know because they don't really talk about this. We don't know what men, if he was paying for men too, if it was like, that situation, which I don't know what that would be. But probably needles, man.
Oh, man.
If you're sharing needles with someone, but the easier one would be maybe gay sex. I don't know. And he's with prostitutes as well. So who knows how he got it? He got it. And I do like one thing that they addressed because I remember hearing this in the movie Lucas when Corey Haim. There's two Corys. Which one?
Corey Feldman and Corey Haim.
Haim. Okay. Haim.
Corey Heyman. You made him Jewish.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know. Corey Heyman. Yeah.
But there was that rumor that
would be Corey Hyman.
Yeah, Hyman. They made that there was that rumor that he basically raped him on the movie set Lucas.
Corey Haim said that Charlie Sheen raped him?
Nope. Corey
Feldman
said that.
I don't believe anything that guy says.
No, and he never addressed it, and he said maybe I should have addressed it, but I didn't want to give him any attention. He spoke his piece on what he thought about him, and said that definitely did not happen. He even said that the mom, and listen, I don't know, this is all we're taking it from what's said now, but the mom said that wasn't possible because the mom was apparently on set, and there was no time that was ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's. But that one was addressed, and I thought that was. I was happy to hear that addressed for the first time.
Are we calling this Charlie Sheen or Tiger's Blood or Winning?
You pick it. Winning Tiger's Blood. The Tiger's Blood thing is just like you're so out there. You know what we didn't talk about then? I do want to say this. When Live Nation comes to you and goes, "Do you just want to do a tour and talk for an hour about whatever?" And they're charging people hundreds of dollars to go see Charlie Sheen in this rant on stage about whatever it was at the moment. He doesn't have an act. He isn't doing anything. That's amazing to me.
Hey, man, people try to whore you out any way they can where they think there's a dollar.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Are you this is where the manipulation comes in. Are you successful, or are you successfully being whored out?
It depends on where the money goes. If it's given to the pimps, then you're successfully being whored out. If it's going in your pocket,
well, he was making enough to pay his bills. That's what he was why he did it.
Then you're a success.
It's just too much, man.
Tiger's Blood, baby. We're going to call this Tiger's Blood.
This is a lot, man. It was a lot. It was great to see it, though. And,
wow.
And how long does he say he's been clean now? 5 or 6 years? 7 years?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say this because I love, we just did yesterday's, the other episode, and it was sadness. I felt sad about it. I don't think any life should be taken like that and not execution. But I will say that this man has a chance of actually. I wish him the best because he's put the effort in. And he's trying to be in that part of life, and and to be as open as he was, that's a lot. Now I just hope being so open doesn't open up any doors to send him backwards. I'm hoping the best for him. I want the best for him personally. I hope he does well.
Yo, you see it? Built 80s Tough. I've got about 3 T-shirts on my website that I sell now.
New ones.
This one is Built 80s Tough, and on the back of it is a list of things we did as kids in the 80s that made us 80s tough. Hey, Mark, do me a favor.
Can you going to add ice cubes in your ass?
No, that's 2020's moist. Read some of the things on the back of the shirt.
Play to the woods, built ramps for kids. Played tackle football with no pads or helmets. Went outside, played in the streets, watched cartoons, made for boys, scraped our knees, had no 5th place trophies, and made fun of black people.
That wasn't on the shirt.
Okay. No, I was just saying what I was doing in the 80s.
Oh.
How old were you in the 80s? You were still like in the womb.
He was in his dad's nutsack.
Yeah, I was born in 90.
Yeah, you were a thought.
You know what I'm saying?
Your dad was like going, I better throw this one on the floor because I don't want a kid yet.
That's cruel and funny.
My mom scooped me back up and
put you in.
Put me where I needed to be.
That's why you got so much lint on your body. You know what I mean? It's carryover from the semen that was on the carpet.
Yeah, shag carpet.
You got natural lint growing out of your skin.
He's a hybrid.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, we're in Albuquerque this week. A Come check us out if you want to.
Your birthday week.
Yep. Albuquerque at Hyenas Comedy Club, September 18th through the 20th, and September 25th through the 27th. We're at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut. October 3rd through the 5th. We're at the Funny Bone in Orlando, Florida. October 9th through the 11th. We're at Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton, Wisconsin. October 17th to the 19th, we're at the Funny Bone in Tampa, Florida. October 24th to the 26th, Dos Lagos in Corona, California. And October 30th to November 2nd, Cap City Comedy Club in Austin, Texas.
There it is.
Is that a show?
That's a show.
You good, Mark? Yeah, we're good.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.